Exoprimal, yo, what's
Did
up?
you play Exoprimal?
I can't play anything. I'm on the
No,
coast.
but they had the thing they had earlier weeks with it. I played about an hour and a half of Exoprimal. Exoprimal is strange. It is really strange. Um, it controls and feels a lot better than I was expecting. It actually controls like a fairly good,
Mm-hmm.
um, well put together like third person shooter slash action game. And fighting raptors and dinosaurs
Liquid
is
dinosaurs.
actually is actually pretty fun. There's five suits you can play in the test that are fairly diverse. There's five more in the full game at least. Um, but I think that its core game mode might be trash.
Oh,
Like I'm gonna reserve judgment until the game actually comes out. But the game mode that you have in the playtest or whatever it's called is like you run around and you're racing another group of five to kill dinosaurs as fast as you possibly can, and you're doing the same objectives. Like you have to kill all the dinosaurs here, and then you race to this part of the map, and then you do that. And when you finish your objective, it'll tell you if you're slower or faster than the other team, and you can see little like silhouettes of where the other team is at.
okay.
And the reward on this is that whoever finishes first gets to start the PvP section of the gameplay faster. So the main PvP here is literally like 5v5 team deathmatch, but you're trying to grab all these cylinders to get up to like 100, like a pseudo capture the flag, but you're getting items. And whoever finishes killing the dinosaurs first gets to start collecting those early. So if you're losing, you'll start the PvP with them already be
Hmm.
like 35 to 100. Um,
That is
and
unique. Okay.
and the PvP feels like a more normal kind of Overwatchy first like third person shooter thing of like the Bionic Commando multiplayer, if you remember that.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it doesn't have the swinging.
What's the
And
team sizes again?
5v5.
Okay.
And the issue that I ran into is I think the multiplayer PvP wise could actually stand on its own. It seems like almost kind of anarchy range ish, and seems kind of fun. I don't know if it's the best thing in the world, but it seems cool. And I think the dinosaur killing is also pretty fun. In particular, there's some cool events where they drop in just literally a million velociraptors on you, and it like destroys all the buildings because they're just crashing into the earth. My issue is that um, once you hear the very first the other team is killing the dinosaurs more quickly, you need to pick it up. You're gonna lose. There's
Hmm.
nothing to stop snowballing, and I think the idea is that people who are really good at PVE are gonna get through that part faster. But if you're really good at PvP, you can catch up. But that's not the case because the people who are really good at killing dinosaurs are also excellent at killing other players. So out of all the games that I played, um, every time I was in the lead at the very beginning, we won conclusively. And every time we were behind at the very beginning, we lost conclusively. And what happened was, after a few of those, I noticed that the instant you started to lose, within like 1 minute, people would just drop
Oh, okay.
because they knew they
Okay.
were going to lose. Because there's no comeback mechanic at all.
Sounds like the MOBA issue a bit. Um now does so but like if you do amazingly in the PvP in the dinosaur section and then you get wiped in the PvP section, like you lose. It's determined like the dinosaur section is just prelude, right? It's not like it's uh
Yeah.
adding together your score here plus your score there or something.
No,
Okay.
it's literally just the appetizer to the real meat, which is PvP,
Huh.
which is
Onion.
strange because I think the dinosaur part is way better than the PvP part.
I mean, maybe like I'm trying to think of like by splitting it into like those two sections, that's a an odd flow of events. Maybe if there was like all of it together, where there was like a team of five in a room with another team of five, and then there's dinosaurs, and you can get in each other's way while you kill the dinosaurs or each
That's
other.
what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, that's a bit more
I
like
thought it was gonna be like
chaotic,
a
but
sabotage the other team while you're killing dinos,
right. PvPvE.
which is what the game calls itself, actually.
Yeah. Um, Now, okay, most important question is now that you've had hands on it, would it still make sense if this was a product that shipped with Regina on the cover?
Absolutely. Especially since Dino Crisis has no consistent aesthetic at all. I'm not sure how familiar you are with that, but like Dino Crisis 1 is a very dark survival horror. Dino Crisis 2 is a sunny action game with points. Dino Crisis 3 is a shitty space horror with like 3D movement. Like there's no consistency behind Dino Crisis at all other than the fact that you shoot raptors.
So put her in an armor mecha suit and just say this is what she's up to now.
Yeah. Uh the game is weird. It feels like it comes out of the same place that all of those esports attempts came out of, like Umbrella Chronicles and all that. It's much, much better than all of those because it controls well and it feels good to move around and it looks cool. But I don't know about that core game mode. And if that's like the main gameplay, I don't think many people are gonna really actually like it.
RE Engine, right?
Yeah, I think everything is now with that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, step one to any of these weird new things is like, does it feel fun to play, to move around and fight, right?
Yes, it does.
You know, Babylon's Fall, obviously, like when that question falls short, the rest of the questions you have are not even worth asking.
There's also a couple things that like are a little annoying to me. Like there's a melee focused guy that like a katana user basically, and like he's got a cool dash that knocks people back, and he's got a combo and all that. But his moves are actually pretty limited. Like he's got a 3-hit combo, a dash, and a uppercut, and that's it. Like it seems closer to what you would get out of EDF than Anarchy Reigns.
Okay. So it's melee focused character, but the game is not designed to be melee focused, therefore.
Doesn't seem like that.
It's an afterthought. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's
I'm interested
typical.
to keep taking a look at it, but I don't think it's going to set the world on fire. Especially like they need to put a comeback mechanic in there because there's currently no way to actually catch up.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine a test design that had, again, everything together, where you know the two teams were also being swarmed, and I don't know, maybe there was just too much that could go wrong with that, too many ways to like stomp someone out or make it even worse of a snowball. But yeah, I guess I'm curious to see what the like dev like walkthrough intention would be for what a comeback would be if you are starting out and getting swarmed.
Well, the other thing is that like genuinely every time I got to the PvP part of it, I'm like I would much rather have just kept fighting increasingly large amounts of dinosaurs.
Comeback mechanics are an interesting thing because they are something that were introduced to a lot of modern fighting games as a means of like keeping a newer player interested instead of making them want to quit if they felt like there was nothing they could do at this point. And then the idea, of course, being that like, okay, well, if the dominating player gets access to their comeback mechanic, then you know they should be able to do the same. And it's kind of wild because like when I remember we first saw Ultras in Street Fighter 4, and it was like, what the fuck? That did most of your life? Like,
yeah, it was too much.
You can make one mistake and lose most of your life. Like, why would you do that in a game like Street Fighter that's about these exchanges of decisions? You know, And yeah, and then you kind of see like, okay, optimized play will be a situation where this game is like 3 touches, right? 4 touches, perhaps, even. And in some cases, the best characters on a cast will be like 2-touch characters. Then you can make a game like Samurai Showdown where it's designed around the idea that I get to delete a round, you get to delete a round. There's one round of like proper combat that we actually have to fuss over.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, okay, if you design around this concept, it works really well. But when you take that into other genres, I mean, I don't know what like MOBAs do, but like you've talked about how people will just immediately quit out when things are going badly because what's the point? You're
Yeah.
locked in for 45 minutes. You know, is there a design solution to this?
The matches in Exoprimal are like 7 minutes long. They're super fast.
Okay.
They're super, super fast.
Because I just like,
So
I'm like,
maybe
if
that's. Well,
any design decision that you come up with to be like, okay, well, what if things are going badly, but you could do this to like slingshot you back, right? What kind of rubber band would you put in place that wouldn't feel like shit to people who are doing really well? And also, you know, make it so that it's not a pointless match from like a couple 1 minute in. You know, it's
yeah,
I'm
every
curious.
match I played was a complete fucking landslide in one way or the other. I was just like, that doesn't really. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like I was getting into matches where my team was so far behind that the other team was starting like halfway up the clock on like 50 out of 100 items in the PvP section. And I'm like, I'm not going to quit, but I can fucking easily see why somebody would, because unless you're like twice as good as the other guys in the PvP, you're going to lose.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's the kind of thing that like it'd be fun to think about. You know, a case where if we're both simultaneously fighting dinosaurs and we're gonna fight later, you know, like maybe you have something where like if I cross a certain threshold first, it's gonna send a big boss of some kind to your side as and you're the losing team. So like my reward is I get to like fuck you up with this bigger boss. But you know, maybe if you overcome that boss, the reward is really good and that'll, you know, push you forward so you get like, you know, maybe you can kind of like pull and push so that it's not a complete comeback rubber band, but there's a hump you have to overcome. But if you do, you get a reward for that. That'll get you back in the fight. You know, like it's a kind of fun thing to think about. But I don't want to play a game if most people are making a call within, you know, the first fucking
So
bit and then immediately
I've
dropping
been
out.
I've been informed that there was a comeback mechanic that I forgot about. The
Oh,
losing team gets to play as a dinosaur.
okay.
The reason I forgot about that is that every single game that I was on the losing team, somebody grabbed the dinosaur, popped it, and was killed within 10 seconds. So, like, yeah,
Okay.
I guess there is a comeback mechanic,
I see.
but if your team sucks and that's why you're losing, I don't think it actually evens it up at all.
Gotcha. Okay. And just anyone can grab it, I guess, and just waste
Yeah,
it.
whoever just gets it, which means it's
Okay.
always the worst person.
All right.
Like,
Fair enough.
I know there's at least a couple people I know that actually really really enjoyed it and played a shit ton of games on it. So maybe I'm like the idiot, but my experience with it in terms of playing with other people was pretty negative. The actual game itself seems cool, if very strange, but actually playing with teams of people on the Sunday that it was available and people just giving up or just being so trash that they might as well give up in either direction. Like, I did not have fun in any of the games that I won. I actually had more fun in the games that I lost.
Odd.
Even though
Okay.
half of those games had people drop like immediately.
And it's going to require like you can't play, you're not playing with bots, right? Like you're playing games that require 10 people connected and for every match, right?
Mhm.
Can you do any sort of like single player content, or is it just
Not
like
right now,
yeah okay
and it doesn't look like you will be able to either. It's very, very strongly
multiplayer focused?
pushed against multiplayer and co-op and PvP.
Okay,
Uh,
all right.
what's really strange is that when you load into a match, it puts you and the other team like facing each other, like Gambit and Destiny, so you can switch out your suits. While some AI man tells you a bunch of bullshit about why you're fighting dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like a totally unnecessary step.
Uh, what's Gambit and Destiny?
Oh, Gambit and Destiny. Remember we PvP, PvE, whatever. Player versus
PvPvE.
environment versus player.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny is like horde mode,
Okay.
but two teams are racing, and every now and then a player will be able to invade the other team as a like ruin their day, kill them from behind to delay them.
Okay.
Gambit is definitely not perfect. It has issues in it. Personally, I think this. Even saying that, I think this game would be much more interesting if it was just Gambit. If you just had the ability to go and just attack the other team while they're fighting dinosaurs.
I mean, that sounds fun on paper, right? I like interesting asymmetrical functions and games like that. That sounds cool. But yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's Exoprimal. Again, just to get the bookend there.
And to answer people's questions, I did not get to fight the big dinosaur with the enemy team, and I never got to be the dinosaur. To which, I guess I'm a little frustrated because I know there's people who blew their whole weekend into it and going, I'm not giving it a chance. I'm like, I played it for 90 minutes and was just kind of bored. I'm not sure how much more I should have given it.
Is the beta still open?
No, it's weirdly specific.
Okay.
It's sign up with your Capcom ID, and it's only available for these 12 hours on these dates, kind of thing.
Okay, like network testing windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.